श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा कृती சிந்ததன்னுள் நீங்கதிருந்ததிருவே மறு இனியமைந்த அந்த நாளி மாடே சோழை மலக்களிரே நந்தா விளக்கின் சுடரே நந்தா விளக்கின் சுடரே நரையூர் நின்ன நம்பி இந்தளூராய் அடியேனுக்கு இறங்கும் இறங்காய இந்தளூராய் அடியேனுக்கு இறங்கும் இறங்காயே. Namaskaram. Greetings to all on this satsangam. A very important aspect which all of us have to keep in mind is that the entire universe has to be happy, has to be blessed, has to be safe, and has to be at every second experiencing the grace of the Lord. Keeping that in mind, when we traverse the path of spirituality, today we discuss certain aspects on a topic which is very often reinforced in the ancient Indian wisdom, which is very often recited in many spiritual places, and that particular thought is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu is a very, very important line which we need to be reinforcing day in and day out. Every second, this particular thought has to be in our mind, on our tongue, very importantly. What is Sukham? We just recite this particular line. Swastit prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahimmahishaha gobrahmanebhya shubhostu nityam lokas samastas sukhino bhavantu. And the entire verse goes in a jiffy. But what is that Sukham which we are craving for the entire universe? When we look at the Monier-Williams dictionary or the Shivram Apte dictionary, there is a one-page description, there is a one-page meaning for the word Sukham, for the word Sukha. What is Sukha? On the very first instance, the dictionary gives us meaning that Sukha is happiness. What is this happiness? Very importantly, happiness, joy, bliss. But what is this happiness? When we see in the Vikramurvashiya, Kalidasa beautifully gives the definition of what is happiness, what is bliss. He says, Yadevopanatam dukkham sukham tadrasavattaram nirvanaya taruchaya taptasya hi visheshataka. Yadevopanatam dukkhat sukham tadrasavattaram. A person who is suffering, a person who is bearing the heat of the sun in the month of May, the entire environment around him is boiling. At that particular point of time, he sees a shadow or he sees a shade under a tree. At that particular point of time, when he goes and then rests himself under the tree, the experience what he feels is that experience which is sukha, nirvanaya taruchaya, taptasya hi visheshataha taruchaya, under the shade of the tree. In the Vikramoorvashiya, he says, and when Mallinatha gives a commentary to this, he says, when a blind man suddenly gets a sight, when a deaf person suddenly feels that he can hear, the joy would be no bounds. 60,000 years, Dasharatha ruled. For a very long time, he did not have progeny. And when Rama was born, the joy which he experienced grew no bounds. In the same way, a person who is deprived of that particular joy, when he gets to experience that particular source of joy, at that point of time, the experience what he gets, that is sukha. And when we look at spirituality, we have been spiritually starving, my dear friends. We have been starving from many births. We have been starving in this birth from many years. But on the day when we are initiated into the fold of a guru, when we are initiated into the path of spirituality, when we are initiated by the words of the Guru that we are going to attain what is salvation, we are going to attain a destination which has got no return, at that particular point of time, the sukha what we get, the happiness what we get is unparalleled. The second meaning of sukham is prosperity. In the Uttara Ramacharitra of Bhavabhuti, he quotes Rama as telling Sita, Advaitam sukha dukkha yoranugatam sarvasvavasta suya Vishramo hridayasya yatra jarasa Yasmin nagaryo rasaga Advaitam sukha dukkhayoranugatam. The happiness is happiness which is experienced by a man when he is in a state of misery or he is in a state of elation. Rama tells Sita, a person is happy and it is pure and matchless love which can make a person happy. And that pure and matchless love can come on only one entity, my dear Satsangis, and that is on God. Kannanudke amadu kamam is what is told. If you get it on any other creation, we will have to get that particular love for the godliness which is there inside that particular creation. If you are having a love on a particular human being, it should be on the godliness in that particular human being, and it should not be on that human being alone, because the being on some point of time leaves this particular human body and then traverses its path towards destiny. So the love which has to come on a creation or the creator should be pure and matchless. And that should be there when we are in the state of sukha or when we are state of dukkha. That is what in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha adamapayino anityaha tam titikshasva bharata. He says. And the third meaning which Monier Williams gives or Shivram Apte gives on the dictionary, sukha is well-being. And in Malavika Agnimitra, Kalidasa says, Devim sukham prasthum. That means a state of well-being, a state of good health, and good health is not only bodily health, good health is a state of mental health too. A state of mental health, a state of bodily health, a state above all, the spiritual health. This is the health which gives us true sukha. With this particular introduction, we move into today's topic, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. When we are talking about Lokaha, we are talking about the entire creation of the Lord. But the entire creation of the Lord is distributed among many khandas. And many khandas are distributed into Bharata Khanda, Bharata Varsha, Bharata Desha. Like this, many countries, many continents. So many times every year, there is a survey which is done as to find out which is the world's happiest country. We all know that Bhutan has got something called the Gross Happiness Index. Like how we have the gross domestic product, they have got something called as the Gross Happiness Index. And they every year keep a tab on this Gross Happiness Index, which is there in that particular country. And that Gross Happiness Index is directly proportional to the happiness of every human being in that particular country. Now, there is a survey which is done as to which is the happiest country in the world. We will all be surprised to know, my dear friends, the eastern part of the world has given spirituality to the rest of the world. When we are talking of China, it has given Confucianism, it has given Taoism. When we are talking of Japan, it has given the Zen culture to the rest of the world. When we are talking of India, we have given the Maha Itihasas, we have given Itihasas, Puranas, we have given the Bhagavad Gita to the rest of the world. Ancient Indian wisdom has been the fundamental to the entire creation, to the entire world. But when a survey was done, 3 years on a hat trick, even when West Indies could not win the World Cup 3 times, 75 they won, 79 they won, 83 India defeated them in the final. But 3 times continuously we have Finland, which is the world's happiest country. It's a big surprise. How can Finland be the world's happiest country? A few decades back, Finland was a country with the maximum suicides. Finland was a country with the maximum alcoholic habits. How did they change? The entire country locked down the culture, not locked down work, locked down the culture. And then they said that this is what you need to follow. They gave a questionnaire to every household. They said that these are the tenets which has to be followed by you so that this particular human birth, which is a very rare birth, has to be enjoyed by all of us, has to be enjoyed to the maximum by all of us. And they gave various factors which the people of Finland should follow, out of which 3 very important aspects contributed to the happiness of an individual. When we are talking about Sukhino Bhavantu, what are the aspects which we have to follow, which we will have to internalize so that we are happy, we are in the state of happiness, we are in the state of prosperity both internally and externally, and crave for the same happiness for the fellow creation who is there around us. So very importantly, the first one which Finland gave as the fundamental for happiness is sense of belonging. They said that you need to belong. You need to belong to the Creator. You need to belong to the society. You need to belong to the people who are along with you. You need to belong to your own self. And your own self is connected with the entire creation. The second aspect is the trust. Build trust. Belief and trust are two different words, my dear friends. Belief can shake, but trust is based on understanding why do we believe. So try to question the status quo. Try to question the present. Go on going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the values. And then you form the trust on which you are sitting on a very strong foundation that you are here to serve the Lord. The third one is enjoy every second. Enjoy every second. One thing is internally, so intrapersonal enjoyment, interpersonal enjoyment, and enjoyment not only with the people, enjoyment not only with the creation, enjoyment with the shared institutions where we are all coming together on a common platform. So these three aspects we need to internalize. One is sense of belonging. The second one is the trust. The third one is enjoyment with each other and with our shared institutions. Researchers have further gone deeper into what forms the sense of belonging. Today, when we go into Scopus Index journals, when we go into Web of Science Index journals, we see a lot of researches which have happened into how can a person develop sense of belonging and what forms the foundation for sense of belonging and whom should we belong to, where should we belong to. These are all questions which have been asked in the hypothesis over various researches, and these have been very beautifully drawn out. One thing we need to understand, that the fundamental for the entire research in terms of what is happiness has come from the ancient Indian wisdom. Very importantly, the ancient Indian wisdom, the Vedas say, Anandam Brahmeti Vyajanat. Anandadhyeva Kalvimani Bhutani Jayante. Anandena Jatani Jivanti. Anandam Prayanta Bhisham Vishantiti. Saisha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya Paramevyoman Pratishtita. So very importantly, happiness is Brahman. Happiness is the creator. So where do we belong? We belong to the creator is the first thing which we need to get internally. When we get this aspect internally that we belong to the creator, at that point of time, whatever happens outside, like how Bhavabhuti has quoted Rama as telling to Sita, whether there are any disturbances outside, whether there are any comforts outside, at that particular point of time, the Sukham will be Advaitam. It will be constant. So very importantly, we are all created by Him, and in the principles of management, the very first thing what is taught to a management student is unity of command. We are all converging to the creator. Akashat patitam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaraha keshavam pratigacchati. Irulaha padaikka enni irundar vandar Yadil malaro antanna enne innar vandar Marudamanniragum Mayor vandar Vanodarikalakum Marayor vandar Irulaha padaikka enni irundar vandar. The Lord wanted to create. He created out of the 24 elements. Prakriti Mahat Ahankara Tanmatrascha Bhutani Apihridapi Dashakshi Purushaha Panchavimshaha. The 25th aspect is the Jivatma or the soul. And then he creates, he does the Panchikarana. Akashat Vayuhu, Vayor Agnihi, Agnir Apaha, Advya Prithivi, Prithivya Oshadayaha, Oshadibhyonnam Annat Purushaha. He creates. So where do we converge? We need to be converging to the Creator. And when we converge to the Creator, we need to be serving Him. So when every creation, my dear friends, has been created to be of use to another creation. Chaturvarnyam maya shrishta gunakarma vibhagashaha is what is told in the Bhagavad Gita. The celestial serve the rest of the creation. The celestial world helps the creation. Hence the creation has to help the celestials. The fish cleans water. So we need to be helping the fish. Deva, Tiryak, Sthavara and Manushas are Chaturvarnyam Maya Shrishta. So in the process of serving the Lord, we need to belong to the society. So we need to understand that without belonging to the Lord, we cannot be belonging to anybody else. This is a very, very important aspect which our Alvars have given us. Iranga Indraha Nalayeyaga Inichiridum Nannaga Ninahagarulan Paladeye Nannagana Nunnai Yandriyilen Kandai Naranane Ni Yannai Andriyilai. Tirumushi Alvar beautifully says, Nan unnai andriyilen kandai naranane ni andrai andriyilai. I will not be able to live 1 second, 1 moment without belonging to you. In the same way, O Narayana, you will not be able to live without belonging to me. This is what the Alvar says. Nanunnai andriyilen kandai naranane ni annai andriyile. This is what he says. Indraha, Nalayeyaha, Inichiradum Nindraha. If it is today, if it is tomorrow, I do not know how many more years you have kept me on this world. But one thing please understand, that without belonging to you, I will not be able to breathe one breath. One breath. So the sense of belongingness has been given in our ancient Indian wisdom, in the Vedas, where there is an inseparable cord between the Jivatma and the Paramatma. And that inseparable cord cannot be even cut by the Paramatma. And that is what Alvar says, Nanunnai andri ilen kandai naranane ni ennai andri ilai. So we need to be belonging. That is why Tyagaraja says, Nannu vidachi kadalakura Ramayya Rama Kodanda Rama Pattabhi Rama. Nannu vidachi kadalukara. Not 1 second you can move out of me, he says. He might be saying in that simple Telugu, saying that don't go away from me. But one thing, my dear friends, we need to understand, that the God cannot go out from us even for a second, because we cannot breathe once without belonging to Him. So very importantly, the factors for the sense of belongingness is moving towards this evolvement. We need to evolve. Everybody is born like how the animal is born. We need to understand. But one thing we need to understand is God has given very special blessings to a human being. A human being is very specially blessed because he has got the sixth sense. He has got the discrimination power. He has got the Vivechana Shakti. He has got a body where he can use it to practice, which is called Sadhana Sharira. So, moving towards evolvement is the first responsibility of every human being. So, the first step to flower the sense of belongingness inside us, that sukha. How will we get that sukha? The first foundation is sense of belongingness. And that sense of belongingness is belongingness towards God. And to get that belongings towards God, we need to move towards evolvement. What is that evolvement? 99.9999 recurring percent of the people, human beings, they think that we are the body. And we are in the samsara. We are in this family, this is mine, this family is mine, these things are mine, I have bought it, this is 1 lakh rupee mobile. So I have bought it, all this is mine, it is for my enjoyment. But little do they understand, like what Professor Murali quoted on his talk on the Akshaya Tritiya, that there is something called as the law of diminishing marginal utility. The experience, the repeated experience of the same thing, of a materialistic thing, is always diminishing. The experience is diminishing, the happiness is diminishing. So, the happiness what we get in a samsara is diminishing. Samsaram, sagaram, ghoram, anantam, kleshabhajanam, tvameva sharanam prapya, nistaranti manishinaha. So when we get this particular feeling that there is a diminishing marginal utility, at that particular point of time, we are blessed with a guru for one particular good deed which we would have done in the past, my dear friends. We are blessed with a guru. The God gives a guru. Vishnoho kataksham advesham abhirabhu Satvikaihi sambhashanam shadetani acharyaha praptihetavaha yadrichha sukritam Vishnoho kataksham. We go to the temple, God actually gives his kataksha to us. At that particular point of time, he says he has come to the temple, I have to give him a preceptor. I have to give him a guru. And that particular guru is going to transform us slowly, and he is going to evolve us internally, flower us internally. So we climb the ladder of wisdom step by step, step by step. Kabir Das, in one of his dohas, he says, Guru Govind do khade, kake lagu pai, balihari guru apne, Govind diyo batai. There is an instance in front of Kabir Das where Vishnu comes, Narayana comes and stands in front of him. At the same time, his guru also is standing in front of him. Guru Govind do khade. Both of them are standing together. And now, Kabir Das is in a state of dilemma. Whom should I prostrate to? At that point of time, Govind, Vishnu says, first prostrate to the Guru. Balihari Guru apne Govind diyo batai. He says, first prostrate to the Guru, then only come and prostrate to me. Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashtena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnaninaha tatvadarshinaha. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, Hey Arjuna, avajananti mambudaha manushim tanumashhritaha. A lot of people don't even understand the purpose of my avatara. They don't even understand the purpose of my descent. But if you go to a proper preceptor who has understood the purpose of my descent, who has understood that I leave the entire happiness which I have got in Vaikuntha, I leave the entire comforts which I have got in Kshirabdi, and I come down to this particular earth. The preceptor who understands this, the purpose of my descent, he will give you the right path towards ascent, where you will always stay with me without separation. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. O Arjuna, a student has to go serve the Guru, and he has to learn the tenets of how to unite with the Lord, where there is infinite delight and infinite ecstasy. Pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam gnaninaha tattvarshinaha. My dear satsangis, very importantly, we need to understand that we do not have the jnana or the entire knowledge through which we can swim alone. We do not have the physical capacity by which we can cover the entire distance alone. Kalidasa in his Raghuvamsha, he calls this body as a boat made with salt. And we are sailing in the sea of samsara. When a boat made with salt is let go in a sea, what will happen? 100 meters down the road, down the sea, the salt is going to melt. In the same way, this body also is going to melt. That is why in the Nyasa Tilakam, Swami Vedanta Deshikar, he beautifully says, Andho Nanda Grahana Vashago Yatirange Shayadvati Pangurnauka Kuharanihito Niyate Navikena Bhunte Bhogana Vidita Nrupaha Sevakasya Dvakadihi Tat Sampraptau Prabhavati Tatha Deshiko Me Dayaluhu. Deshiko Me Dayaluhu. What does a guru do? Andho Nandaha Grahana Vashago. A blind man seeks help from a person who can see. And this person who can see leads the blind man to a safe destination. Like that, people like us who do not have the jnana, the paripurna jnana, a guru is a person who has seen. He holds our hand, we are blind. Pangurnauka kuharanihito niyate navikena. Second very important thing is a lame man. He cannot go to the shore to ascend the ship for him to travel to the other shore. He cannot ascend the boat. So what does the boatman do? He will lift this man who does not have his legs, carry him, put him in the boat, and then ferry him to the other shore. In the same way, we do not have the physical capacity, my dear friends. Pangurnauka kuharanihito niyate navikena. An acharya, he lifts us, he takes us along, puts us in the boat which is called Vishnu Poto Naranam. Vishnu is the boatman, and he takes us to a destination which is a path of no return. So in our evolvement, this is a very important aspect, like how Satyavrata Maharaja was taken to the other shore by the Lord who came in the gigantic Matsya form. In the same way, he is the boatman and he takes us to him, he himself. Narayanane Namakhe Parai Taruvan, Narayanane Parai, Narayanane Taruvan. Very importantly. So in this same way, the Guru blesses us saying that there is some sukha which is beyond this bodily sukha. There is some happiness which is beyond this momentary happiness at that particular point of time. This student who has gone and surrendered to the Guru will go to the second step, which is called Nirveda in terms of his evolvement. Nirveda. What is Nirveda? Oh my God. So many years I have wasted. Every day I have been like a bull, morning to evening, carrying the cart of the owner. In the night I come back, I think that I will get some rest in my shed, but the owner is going to tie me to an oil making machine, and I go on and on and on 24/7, just working again and again and again and again. Dinaya Vinyam Sayam Prataha Shishira Vasantam. This is what Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada says. The Nirveda is very, very important. I have wasted so many days. At least now I have to wake up, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavaranni Bodhata. That is Nirveda. 30 years I have wasted, 40 years I have wasted, 50 years I have wasted, 80 years I have wasted. At least let me go towards the infinite Lord, who is going to give this soul that infinity and not the finiteness inside a body. And how do you pray in this Nirveda? Sheelamellam Shiriyanelum Shevinayor Peridagai Nalamundai Nalamurti Narayanayannanne Kalam Thorum Yanirinde Kalam Thorum Yanirinde Kaidalai Pushalittagal Kolameni Kanavara Kolameni Kanavarai Kuvinum Kollaye Sheelamella Chiriyanelum Shevinayor Peridal. O Lord, I have done a lot of sins. Shevinayo Peridal Nalamundai Nanamurti. Now is the moment. The Guru has blessed me, and I have realized that I have wasted so many moments of our lives. Aviye Amude Yananinaindaruhi Avaravar Panamula Tunaya Paviyen Unaradu Yertane Palum Pudupoi Wolindananal. So I have wasted so much of time. Narayana Yendrendra Kalandorum Yanirundu Kaidalai Pushalittal Kolameni Kanavarai Koviyum Kollaye. I am calling you, please come. What are the types of sins I have created? Idahilen Vonnattahilen Ayimpulan Vellahilen Kadavanaahinalandorum Puparittahilen Madavanenjam Kadal Kure Valvinaye Nayarpai Tadavu Hinnen Yangu Kanbal Chakaratandalaye 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 Idahilen Vonnattahilen Aimbulan Vellahilen. I have not done charity even for a single day. I have thought, if tomorrow my income stops coming, like in this pandemic, what do? I have to save for my own self. Idahilen, somebody came for asking food. I did not give him Idahilen. One Attahilen, somebody asked me for water. I did not give him a drop of water. Aimpulan Vellahilen, I did not control my senses. Kadavanahi Nalandorum Pooparittu Yettahilen. One day I did not come, not a single day I came and offered a flower on your feet. Madavanenjam Kadal Kura Valvinayennayarpai. What else can I list, my dear Lord? I cannot list because the list is infinite. தடவுகின்றேன் எங்கு காண்பன் சக்கரத் தன்னலையே. Now I am struggling to get your vision, and you need to grant me your vision. This is Nirveda. And then next we get Virakti. What is Virakti? We stop, or we want to stop enjoying what was enjoyment for us in the recent past, and we realize that the true delight, true enjoyment is not what is sensory enjoyments. That is Virakti. Many days we would have thought that eating the most favorite dish of ours is the ultimate enjoyment. But that is not. That is why there are SOPs, standard operating procedures in our ancient Indian wisdom, which very clearly bring control on all these uncontrollable things. When we go to Kashi, when we go to Gaya, there the Panda says, you will have to leave something which is very, very dear to you. At that point of time, people who have realized this will truly leave what is their most favorite vegetable, what is their most favorite fruit. They will leave that and come, because through that we can control our sensory urges. What was actually dragging us towards that? If we try to make a barrier between that and us, we try to go away from the sensory urges and go towards the infinite, which is beyond our senses. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidvan. So the Virakti, what has to come to us is, the Alvar, Nammalvar beautifully says, this particular Virakti has to come beyond our body. It has to come beyond our body. Munnir nanam padaitha muhil vannane, முன்னீர் நாளும் படைத்த முகில் வண்ணனே, அந்நாள் நீ தந்த ஆக்கையின் வழி உழல்வேன், வெண்ணாள் நோய் வீய வினைகளை வேறறப்பாய்ந்து, எந்நாள் யான் உன்னை இனி வந்து கூடுவனே. முன்னீர் நாளம் படைத்த மகிழ்வண்ணனே. O Lord, I am supposed to be belonging to you. But அந்நாள் நீ தந்தா, on that particular day, நீ தந்தா, whatever you gave me, ஆக்கையின் வழி உழல்வேன். Akka is this body. I got stuck to this body. Like how an insect gets stuck to a cobweb, please understand, my dear friends, that an insect gets stuck to a cobweb. In the same way, this soul gets stuck to this particular body, which is like a cobweb. அந்நாள் நீ தந்த ஆக்கையின் வழி உடல்வேன், வெண்ணாள் நோய் வீய. And I have been suffering. Minute to minute, second to second, I have been suffering. வினைகளை வேறறப்பாய்ந்து, collecting sins, collecting tickets for my next birth. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. எந்நாள் யான் உன்னை இனி வந்து கூடுவனே. When do I come? And then come and unite with you, come and serve you. Very importantly, this is Virakti, Bhiti. And the fourth step during evolvement is Bhiti. Bhiti is basically the fear as to how the samsara is going to pull us again down. And that Bhiti has to come into us. How is this particular samsara? It is like how we are living with a snake in a particular basket. In the olden times, now they have, I think, stopped. A lady would bring one basket and then open and show it to us with a snake inside that. And she used to ask us for money. Tirumangi Alvar beautifully says, the snake is not inside the basket, we are inside the basket along with that snake. We do not know when the snake, which has got the fangs still intact, is going to bite us. Tungar piravikal innam puhappeide vanga enne shindittu naanadarkanji பாம்போடு ஒரு கூரையிலே பயின்னார் போல் தாங்கா துள்ளம் தள்ளும் தாமரை கண்ணா என் தாமரை கண்ணா பாம்போடு ஒரு கூரையிலே பயின்னார் போல். This materialistic world is like a snake. You might say that I have left something, but we do not know when it will come back and bite us again. Very, very importantly, we need to understand that. The second very important thing is like an ant going between two fires. That should be the fear. One is the karma, one is the kala. We do not know what path the karma is going to take us in this particular birth. Secondly, we do not know what is the kala which is remaining for us. One is the time and one is the karma, the deed. Both these are two fires, and this is going to engulf us at any given point of time. An ant is going in between these two fires. If it goes on the left, there is karma. If it goes on the right, it is kala. So it might get burnt. In the middle of two fires, which is karma and kala, we are moving, and this should be the fear. O Lord, இருப்பாடு எரி கொள்ளியினுள் எறும்பே போல், இருப்பாடு எரி கொள்ளியினுள் எறும்பே போல் உருகா நிற்கும் என்னுள்ளம் ஊழி முதல்வ, ஊழி முதல்வா, ஊழி முதல்வா. அணியார் பொடில் அரங்க நகரப்பா, அணியார் பொடில் அரங்க நகரப்பா, துணிய நினி நின்னருளல்லது எனக்கு, மணியே என் மணியே என் மணியே என் மணியே மணிமாணிக்கமே மதுசூதா, என் மணியே என் மணி மாணிக்கமே மதுசூதா, என் மதுசூதா பணியா எனக்குய்யும் வகை பரஞ்சோதி, பணியாய் எனக்கு பணியாய் மதுசூதா, எனக்கு பணியாய் உய்யும் வகை பரஞ்சோதி. With these two fears, that we are like an ant between two fires, and we are sleeping with the snake in the basket. We do not know when the samsara is going to bite us. We need to surrender to the Lord through the Guru, saying that Yan Maniye, Yan Manimanikyame, Yan Madhusuda, Paniya, Yanakku Uyyum Vai. Tell me the way to live. Tell me the path to survive in this poisonous world, Param Shoti. And the next step in evolving is Prasada Hetu. We need to understand under what circumstances the God is going to give us his Prasada or going to bless us. And that one way to get his grace is to serve the entire universe. And the serving of the entire universe is not with partiality, it has to be with equanimity. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuniche Vashvapake cha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. And this is how we evolve. Like how in the Bhagavad Gita, from the verse to the 58th verse of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan atmanyeva atmana tushtaha sthita prajnasya dochyate. Please remember, we had spoken 50 minutes back on what Rama had told Sita about Sukham, that equanimity is Sukham. Sthita atmanyeva atmana tushtaha sthita prajnasya dochyate. A person who goes on getting that inspiration within himself, seeing that delight within himself, always is bubbling with that delight within himself, he is a sthita prajna, he is a sukhi. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha sukeshu vigataspruhaha vitaraga bhayakrodaha sthitadihi muniruchyate yas sarvatran abhisnehaha tattat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajna pratishtita yada samharate jayam kurmanganiva sarvashaha indriyani indriyarthebhyaha tasya prajna pratishtita. These are the 4 steps laid down by Krishna Paramatma in the Bhagavad Gita, which are the 4 steps for evolving. And the next one, and the factors for the sense of belongingness which makes Finland the most happiest country, is attention to human and ethical values. We need to all understand that first of all, we are human beings and not animals. Because ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna, only 4 of these if we have got, we become animals. Samanyam etat pashubirnaranam dharmo hi ekaha adhiko visheshaha gnanena hinaha pashubis samanaha. We have got that discriminating faculty. We need to understand that. Once we understand that we are human beings and not animals, the next step, what we need to understand is that we are not human beings, we are spiritual beings in a human form. We are all spiritual beings in a human form and not human beings practicing spirituality. This is the first thing which we will have to write on our table and read every day. Spirituality is a way of life, my dear friends. We are spiritual beings and that is basically our identity. Gnana anandamayaha sheshohi paramatmanaha. Gnana anandamaya atma. That is our identity. We are spiritual beings in a human form. So one thing is attention to humanism. Attention to the spirituality which is there inside us is a very, very important thing. So once we understand this, we need to preserve human dignity. We need to preserve human dignity. My dear friends, please understand that spirituality unites. We embrace a religion to unite with the entire creation. But unfortunately today we see that people fight in the name of religion. Religion should not divide. Religion should unite. We need to convert. Today a lot of phones we get in terms of what is people are converting, is it right in terms of religion? Yes, conversion is right, but conversion from division to unition, that conversion should happen in religion and not from one religion to the other religion. We need to understand that. Every religion speaks that you unite. So we need to preserve human dignity. And what is the definition of this human dignity? Human dignity is the recognition of that human beings possess a special value which is intrinsic to their humanity and as such are worthy of respect just because they are human beings. Just because they are human beings, they are worthy of respect. And this is what is called human dignity. The word dignity has come from the Latin term dignitas. And dignitas in Latin means worthiness. Just because the Lord has created us as human beings, we are basically worthy of respect. And when we are worthy of respect, each person who comes across with us on an everyday basis, we need to be honoring them. Dignity implies that each person is worthy of honor and respect for who they are, not for what they can do. Very importantly, for who they are and not for what they can do. So human dignity cannot be earned or cannot be taken away. It is an inalienable gift given to us by the Lord, and every other good thing in life depends on safeguarding of our fundamental dignity. It is basically inseparable, my dear friends. So the Universal Declaration of Human Rights says recognition of the inherent dignity of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and the peace in the entire world. The peace in the entire world will remain only and only when we recognize the inherent dignity of all members of the human family, and that is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. This is what is told in the 11th verse of the 3rd chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Devan bhavayatanena ye devaha bhavayantuvaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha param avapsyatam matta parataram nanyate kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvavidam protam sutre manigana iva. This is the 7th verse of the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And then the next fundamental for the sense of belongingness is commitment to moral and religious principles. We need to be morally right, my dear Satsangis. The Vedas say, just after a student graduates from a guru, Vedamanucharyante vasinamanushaschī satyam vada dharmam chara swadhyaya anma pramadaha आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं माभ्यवच्छेत्सि सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन्न प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपृतकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव. It says very importantly that we have to do our moral obligation after seeking blessings from the Guru. We should never neglect truth. We should never neglect our duty. We should never neglect our health. We should never neglect our well-being. We should never neglect our self-study. We should never neglect our flowering of our soul by going through the Vedas. We should never perform a duty which gives us ego. Very important. Yan yanavadyani karmani tani sevithavyani no itarani yanyasmakagam sucharitani. What is anava? Anava is basically ego. Yan anavadyani karmani. That means without ego you will have to perform. If there has to be saukhya, without ego we will have to perform. And then the next step to develop that belongingness towards the Creator is developing our personal and professional integrity. What is that personal and professional integrity? It is basically to develop our social connections. When the Lord incarnated himself as the wild boar, he basically came in a form, even the boars around, even the bears around could not identify that he is from a different breed. They thought that he is one among us. When Rama went to Dandakaranya, he went to Dandakaranya feeling that the Dandakaranya Vasis, the sages, are one with him, and he never saw a differentiation between the sages of Dandakaranya and he himself. Divyajnanopapannaste रामं दृष्ट्वा महर्षयः अभिजग्मुस्तदा प्रीता वैदेहीं च यशस्विनीं ते तु सोममिवोद्यं तं दृष्ट्वा वै धर्मचारिणं लक्ष्मणं चैव दृष्ट्वा तु वैदेहीं च यशस्विनीं मङ्गलानि प्रयुञ्जानाः प्रत्यगृह्णान् दृढव्रताः रूपसंहननं लक्ष्मीं सौकुमार्यं सुवेशतां ददृशुः विस्मिताकाराः रामस्य वनवासिनः ददृशुः विस्मिताकाराः रामस्य वनवासिनः. All the Dandakaranya Vasis look with awe that Rama. In the same way, when Krishna lifted the Govardhana mountain, all the Gopakumaras went and surrendered to him. Oh Krishna, you saved us. At that point of time, Krishna says, Naham Devo, Nagandharvo, Nayaksho, Nachadanabaha, Ahamvo Bantavo Jataha. I am one among you. My dear Satsangis, it is very important that we become one with the creation. We become one with the society and converge to the society. Converge with that society. And how do we converge with the society? Very beautifully. Vaishnava janato tene kahiye je पीड़ पराही जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो नरसिंह मेहता सेस पर दुखे उपकार करे तो है मन अभिमान न आने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तो है मन अभिमान न आने रे. When we are serving the society, we should not get ego within us. This is what is very, very important. And through this, we achieve internal satisfaction. We achieve inner satisfaction. Achieving the self-gratification. Self-gratification is not sense gratification. It is self-gratification. And that self-gratification comes through the prayer to the Lord, that He is there inside us. He has come and resided inside us. And when we feel the presence of the Lord residing inside us, the sense of belongingness would come, the enthusiasm would come. Unilval uire, nallepo unnai pette, vanular peruman, மதுசூதன் என்னம்மான் தானும் யானுமெல்லாம் தன்னுள்ளே கலந்தொழிந்தோம் தேனும் பாலும் நெய்யும் கன்னலும் அமுதமொத்தே. Like Panchamrita mixes itself to give us a beautiful taste, in the same way the Sarvarasa Bhagavanta, the Sarvarasa Lord, comes inside us and gives that inspiration, gives that enthusiasm for us to serve Him by serving the society. Many births have passed, my dear Satsangis, before the soul has entered this particular body. And now, once He has come inside us, we should not allow Him to go out. Yattanai kalamum, yattanai yudiyum, innodu nalayanne, inippoha viduvadunde. Alvar says, after many births, He has come and then stayed inside us. So, once that sense of belongingness comes, after this particular evolution, then we need to trust that He is going to protect us. And once that particular feeling comes within us, that we trust in Lord, that He is going to protect us and enjoy every moment of our life, enjoy every moment of others' success, enjoy every moment of others' life. It is very, very important. When we have that interconnectedness, like two beads strung with the same cord, we need to be enjoying others' success, we need to be enjoying others' life, we need to be enjoying others' moments by connecting ourselves with those moments. Enjoying each other, and this shared institution called the Leela Vibhuti, which the Lord has given us, the shared institution, and this particular enjoyment we need to be having in our life. So once we get these three, very importantly, the first aspect is the sense of belongingness. The second aspect is the sense of trust. And the third aspect is the sense of enjoying internally, enjoying each other in a shared institution which has been created by the Lord. At that given point of time, we will not only be happy, but we will crave for the entire creation to be happy. And that is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And once we understand this, the Lord will be extremely happy with us, and then He will bless us. With this, we go into the Mangalam for the day. Swajana Hrikamala Sarovara Vikasita Sarasiruha Mrudu Charana Gambhira Gamana Karunaya Kanayana Kaladhara Shitala Vadana Lalita Vichara Lalata Vibhadita Gopi Chandana Tilaka Jaya Shri Kalimala Harana Jaya Harinama Vitarana Jaya Shri Karamrudu Vadana Shesha Shaila Samadhira Udara Karuna Paravara Jaya Shri Madhuri Ramana Jaya Shri Madhuri Ramana Jaya Shri Madhuri Ramana. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Anantaramakhya Mahi Pranitam Stotram Patedhyastu Narastrikalam Vatalayeshasya Krupapalena Labheta Sarvanicha Mangalani Narayana 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 Narayana. Namaskaram to everyone.